Welcome, everyone, to SEO plus AI show. My name is Josh Bashinsky, and I will be your host for today. With us, as always, we have our co-host, Greg Bassani. Say hi there, Greg.
Hey Josh, how are you today?
I'm doing excellent. And today, we are also blessed to have with us the local guru and another member of my underground SEO university, a top member, in fact, Ryan Mazie. Say hi there, Ryan.
Hi everyone, nice to be back, guys. Excited to see what's going on in the AI world.
Yes, excellent. So are we. If you've never seen the SEO plus AI show before, we are the best show on the YouTubes. One of the longest running shows, actually, under various names that I've been doing, to talk about SEO and to talk about AI. And so today, we are going to be talking about various different things. We're going to talk a little local SEO. We're going to talk a little bit about image AI generation. We're going to check to see what the new AI highlights are, or whatever has changed this week for AI, what are the new hot things in AI, and and some SEO news. So if you're ready, we can get to it. If you're watching this live, why aren't you? Or if you're not watching this live, you wouldn't get to see me flub mistakes like that. So lucky you. If you want to watch this live, you can click the subscribe or the bell or the whatever the F it is down at the bottom of the YouTube. And you can also ask us questions, live SEO questions. If you have any live SEO questions, please, by all means, fire them in the chat. Any kind of SEO questions at all, or AI questions too, we can answer, especially local, because we have Ryan with us this week, which is a fantastic thing. So let me just check here to make sure that we are streaming live. If you want to watch this live, you can click the subscribe. We are live, so I will turn that off. All right, excellent, fantastic. So ask your questions in the chat. Okay, so as always, we like to start with, let's start with SEO news first off. What's new in SEO? Well, there's a new thing in SEO going on. I don't know if anybody even knows about this. I knew about it. I still used it. But the ping endpoint for sitemaps, where you could just ping Google from this URL and get them to read whatever you put here. It didn't have to be an XML. And black hats are scratching their chins and going, But sadly, it's going away, so don't on it too long because it doesn't really matter. I am not showing the screen so that the other people can see on the chat. I can do that. Okay. So this sitemap is what's going away. This ping URL from Google is what's going away, where you could give them a sitemap, or you could give them whatever you wanted on the end of that. Sitemap equals whatever URL you put here. The Google bot would go and try to index and try to read. So you could put an HTML page there. You could have put a PDF there. You could put a sitemap there, an HTML sitemap there. You could have put an XML sitemap there. And in Underground SEO University, our premier testing group that has figured out all the Google secrets, we've been using this for years to do different things. So sadly, it's going away, though. So other than for us, not a big deal for everyone else, because I don't even know if the rest of the industry even knows this still exists. What do you guys think? A big deal or no?
I mean, I think given the way search has kind of gone in the last little bit with like generative search and that it kind of makes sense. It's not just the pages that you have now; it's also kind of how you have them organized. So I don't think it will be a big deal just the way search is. If this change happened like months ago, I would have been like, oh yeah, it might have been an issue. But if you don't have that kind of knowledge base, then you might find it's an issue.
Yeah. So I just to be clear, again, I don't know exactly what Google is doing, but I think that what's happening is just this ping endpoint's being taken away. I don't think that they're going to be deprecating sitemaps per se, although that's entirely possible too. Because as we were discussing before the show, Ryan, I mean, sitemaps, if you're doing your SEO right, you don't really need sitemaps. Quite frankly, your site is the sitemap. The linking structure of your site is the sitemap and is going to guide Google into the right places on your site. And that's a really good diagnostic tip, that if the client has to use sitemaps to get their pages indexed, and or Google can't find certain pages that they want to rank buried in their navigational structure, then that's a huge problem for those people. And a sitemap's not going to fix it, right? A sitemap is like putting a Band-Aid on a wound that continues to bleed and never stops. So, sorry, a bit of a dramatic example, a bit of a Game of Thrones dramatic example, but the metaphor is apt, right? The paradigm, it represents the paradigm. So if you have your navigation structure set up correctly to begin with, and if your site is trusted and has quality, if you've got the sheet, what's the sheet or the heats? It's the sheet. Is if you have the semantic keywords, the helpfulness keywords, the experience keywords, the expertise keywords, the authority keywords, the trust keywords, and the timeliness keywords, which is the advanced eat. It's sheet in that order of importance, more or less. The semantics being the more important ones there. I don't have knowledge graph there. Knowledge graph keywords. Shagits. Like how do I make an acronym out of that? I'm not sure. How do I add a K to G in there? I'm not sure. Shagits. Yes, if you have the
Yeah.
shagits,
That's
if you go to a Mexican restaurant, you might get the shagits. No, just bum. Sorry, you know this is happening. So
it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
it's Friday o'clock somewhere. That's right.
Yeah.
Just ignore the fact that it's 10 a.m. for Ryan and I. I just scoot on past that fact. That might be a little embarrassing, probably. So yeah. So if you're making your navigation structure correctly, you really
Yeah.
don't need a sitemap. And I know a lot of white-hat SEOs or e-commerce SEOs would debate me on that. They're wrong. That's just to go to say that yes, making a navigational structure for a giant site with tens of thousands of pages is difficult for sure. But at the end of the day, there are very definite signals that we've discovered in Underground SEO University. Email me for a discount for Underground SEO University. Shameless plug for my Underground SEO University. You want to sign up for Underground SEO University. I know it's difficult to make a navigational structure for 10,000 pages or 100,000 pages, but there are definite algorithms there that we found out that Google's not going to ignore just because you're a big site. And so they will make decisions based on your navigational structure, which is as deep as I'm going to go into it here because it's a secret. Join Underground SEO University and we'll give you all the secrets and your rankings will explode. I have the proof. Email me. I'll show you. And a sitemap is not going to help that, right? It's going to help them find pages a little faster that your navigational structure was mistaken to begin with. So again, it's instead of having a bleeding wound that you try to put a band-aid over, or instead of trying to use a sitemap to make up for a poor navigational structure and poor trust and poor quality and poor authority in your site due to the content, and that is a content signal, by the way. Everyone thinks it's an off-page signal. It's not. Everyone thinks it's the different pages on your site signal. It's not. EAT is an on-page keyword-based signal that a transformer reads, like Bard, or it's actually probably Palm 2 actually, because that has the token size. BERT does not have the token size for the whole page, therefore it's probably going to be Palm or Palm 2 these days. If you don't have those things, then it doesn't matter what kind of sitemap you give it. You're not going to index any faster, really, maybe a little bit, but you're not going to rank any better. So the sitemap is a stopgap measure at best. So there's yours. Boom. Secret SEO bomb truth for the day. Do you guys have any comments on that? Anything to add?
I probably couldn't add anything to it. 100% agree though. And yeah, for the bigger e-com sites, it does get challenging, but I mean, those are more sometimes challenging topics. And so you work that in, it will be like the difference. And if you don't know how to do it, definitely come check out the group. So yeah,
Awesome.
that's my shameless plug.
Thank you. I appreciate it. All right. So now let us go to the next segment of the show, a long running segment. It is looking at our faces and determining how handsome we are. No, it is answering the questions that people put in here. And Stephen put in a great question. He says, what about meaning of life questions? Well, you can ask meaning of life questions. I am also a philosopher, and I can try to answer those questions for you if you like. The meaning of life is to seek the goodest good. That's what it is. So come here for the best philosophy answers, AI answers, and SEO answers on the planet. But what we're going to do now is we're going to do a long-running segment on the show, What's New in AI? So let's check to see the past 7 days. AI is this thing. Have you heard of it? It's exploded. It is explodified over the last 5 years. I could show you.
So there's one thing that I think we should definitely check out while we're going on this. And I don't know if it's really showing up in this tool, but I saw that they're using AI to help possibly like decode dreams and things through brain activity.
Wow.
And apparently, like there was an example where someone described their dream after like the machine was reading it, and then what the machine described it as was very similar. And so they're using it to like look at brain activity in certain areas. I don't know if it's true or not, but I'm curious if we could find something. Actually, while you're going through this, I might Google up that more because
Okay,
it's
all
pretty
right,
interesting.
cool. You check that out. You dream a little dream and check that out. Okay, so again, of course, I didn't have to show you the Google Trends to prove to you that AI is hot. Everyone knows that AI is hot right now and going crazy. So every week we like to look at the last 7 days to see what new rising stars in AI have come out, and so let's check it out. So the first thing we have here is Harpy AI. What is that? Let's open that up in a new window, and then let's search this. And Harpy AI is a genre agnostic AI role playing platform. So we've seen that a lot, right? We're seeing definite trends in how the large language models that have been released and the stable diffusion models that have been released and the music generation models that have been released. There are main ways in which these technologies are most effectively monopolized, right? It is due to the nature of the technology and what you can build out of it most easily. We are seeing week after week the same kind of app again and again and again. And so here's another AI role playing kind of platform where they're making AI based non player characters or AI based characters. So we've seen that before. That's interesting. All right, now something called Carter PCS AI. Interesting. So let's check out what that is. It got really popular in the end of June
Like,
here. Sorry, Greg.
no, I said it spiked and just dropped off a cliff.
Yeah, look at that. It was big for a bit, but then seemed to drop off again. Well, let's see why. Let's see what it is here. And it looks like it's some kind of AI tool, TikTok video from Carter PCS. Carter PCS AI. Something about go to talk to AI Carter. What is this? Okay, I apologize if there's going to be boobs. I have no idea if this is safe for work or not. Oh, so this is an AI replica of Carter PC. Whoever this is this some kind of famous footballer or something? Is this what this guy is? Well, I don't know who that is, but they definitely didn't seem. They were popular for a hot minute. They were popular for a day, and then that fell off sharply. Okay, so they gained popularity at noon on June 29th, yesterday, and that was it. Okay, so this is obviously so. Here's another thing that people are doing. Famous or semi-famous people are making a chatbot based loosely based on them, and then like there was a OnlyFans star who did this, and she's
Mm-hmm.
apparently has a big following. She's a porn actress on there, or whatever you want to call it, and she's like, you could be I could be your virtual girlfriend, and she has a lot of fans, and they signed up for it like crazy. And so
Yeah,
I don't know who this guy is. Maybe he's a porn actor on OnlyFans, or maybe he's a footballer. I have no idea who this is,
it's
but
A TikTok celebrity.
oh, a TikTok celebrity. Okay, well they have 4.3 million
Oh,
followers and zero point 0.4 million likes, or that's what this thing has.
yeah.
So okay, so they're like, hey, you can talk with you can get the perfect AI replica of me. It's free and there's no sign up required. So rightfully so, it was popular for a hot minute, and then was not popular
Yeah.
at all anymore because
Carter can't keep a conversation going.
good one, right? Plus 2 points for that one. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about what everyone else watching thinks about the longevity of this kind of business idea. It's the chatbot is obviously a chatbot, and chatting with a
Yeah.
chatbot is like, okay, all the novelty of that is completely worn off, and you're like, okay, whatever. So it's gotta do more and be more, and it's probably just some chintzy, and it'll only text you. They can't even chat with it, like in a
Yeah.
chatbot interface. So,
I could see that being an interesting way of getting into lead gen, like
mhm.
creators kind of using their identity to talk and get details because the feeling would be like an intimate conversation, like only two people would have it. So I could see this as a really kind of weird way to like mine data and collect people's details. I just got finished watching.
Exactly.
Yeah, I just finished watching some of Black Mirror, and so like my tinfoil hat's on more than these days than most. And it's interesting how like you think to what extent could these go farther. So if they also made it so that Carter had a Facebook account and YouTube, and it was consistently generating content and having like an online identity, would that maybe help as this area starts to develop? I don't know, but it's interesting to see that they're really
If
personifying services.
on that lead gen idea, what if this like was for like a local plumber, and you went to their website and asked, "Hey, I need to fix this leak I have," and then it responds and is like, "Yeah, last week I just fixed Mrs. Smith down the road," and
Yeah.
a couple tips on like, and it would like totally build some credibility, like
Hmm.
trust of that plumber, and you would instantly sign up or do whatever, fill out a form or call them just from that little interaction, and it would be pulling from actual, you know,
Yeah.
stuff that they've done. They would have to obviously input that,
Right.
but that would be super legit. The conversions would be ridiculous because I know I would engage with it and then go with them because they have it and the other guys don't.
Yeah.
Um,
Even if it was
so
like text me a picture of what's breaking, and like with the way AI image, like like the tech I think is going in
oh,
a direction that's
absolutely.
kind of like, I don't want to say it's a little like eerie, but it's an interesting concept that seems to be developing. Cool.
Yeah, yeah. You'd have to plug for Greg's idea. You'd have to plug uh, it into their Facebook or something and be like, "Oh yeah, you know your friend so and so." It gets it from Facebook. Yeah, I just fixed their
Yeah.
thing last week or whatever. Yeah, yeah. When it comes to talking with a chatbot, what you need to do is build a robust psychology for it, which is far more complicated. If you're interested, I've done that. It's a software AI named Cassandra. I told you we knew about AI and also SEO. Check out Google Cassandra software AI or Cassandra AI and see if you can get mine to come up. I haven't done a lot of SEO on it because I'm looking for investors currently and I'm talking with venture capitalist firms. Okay, so that's what this thing is. Uh, that's the same thing, Carter PC. All right, what is Rupa AI? Let's check this out. Rupa AI, is it a thing? Okay, it got popular back here in June 27, and every day people have been going after it, so that's interesting. So let's see here what this is. Introducing food plans powered by Rupa AI from Rupa Health.
Oh, that's cool.
On Rupa, we make lab ordering easy. It's free to sign up and takes no more than 60 seconds to place your first order.
Lab
Wow. Okay.
lab ordering.
Lab Portal updates. We're constantly improving
Oh.
Rupa. Here are our latest updates. So they have food plans, a magical way to automatically generate personalized food plans for your patients in under 60 seconds. Okay,
Oh
so
my
this is some
god.
kind of medical thing for making food for your patient.
Yeah.
Food plans utilize a HIPAA compliant version of AI to power the instant generation of the plan. It's so magical, you've got to try it out with a unicorn emoji. Okay, wow. See, AI is going to go into everything. And it crosses
Hmm.
all the T's and does all the math to make sure it's gluten free for this person and dairy free for that person and removes the kosher this and roasted coconut that with intermittent fasting and they need 2 meals. It does a complete thing like that, which is fascinating.
We are living in the Jetsons.
We are yes, we are living in the Jetson age. This is interesting how they decided to implement this AI to do this thing. So I don't know who or what this is or why it's gone big. Uh, uh,
Hmm.
but yeah, interesting, neat. Okay, let's look at the next page. I don't know what that is. I'm not going to look at it. Inflection AI stock. Okay,
Yeah. Stock stuff.
here we go. Yeah, it'll be stock stuff. Wow, they got really popular on the 29th, but then it kind of bubbled again, kind of fizzled. Look at that. Interesting. Okay, so let's see what it is. Do we think it's stock related? Invest in Inflection. Buy pre-IPO stock. Inflection stock AI price. Okay, so Inflection AI is has raised. Oh, this is these guys. These guys raised 1.5 billion over 3 rounds. Are these the? This is the one that I think Microsoft and Nvidia poured cash into. I saw this on my news yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So this is got a chatbot associated with it. I think it's the can't remember the name of the chatbot, but they just raised a lot of money, and big names like Eric Schmidt, Bill Gates, Nvidia, Reid Hoffman. A lot of people have gone through and put money into this, and it has this. It has an AI chatbot that has been very popular, supposedly, but I can't remember what the name of it is. Pick or something is called, or something like that. So yeah, so I don't even know what this chatbot's supposed to be doing. All I know is that people were throwing money into it. Let me ask, what is this? Inflection AI is recognized as a leading competitor to OpenAI in the field of consumer-focused AI solutions. Pi, that's what it's called. The chatbot developed by Inflection AI utilizes generative AI technology similar to ChatGPT to engage in interactive dialogues with users. This allows individuals to ask questions and provide feedback. Okay, so whoop-de-doo. It's a ChatGPT competitor. That's a lot of that's going to happen.
So, do you think it uses? Do you think it means it won't use ChatGPT in its system?
Correct. Yes.
Interesting.
Well, it says it's more for planning, scheduling, and information gathering. So it does tasks. It's almost like a auto GPT. It sounds like.
Yeah. Yeah, it's another large language model. It can generate text answers and analyzing large quantities of content available. So yeah, everyone's trying to make the digital assistant. So this is the AI assistant. Everyone's trying to make one, partially myself included. And that's kind of the new holy grail. That's going to be the new Google. It's going to be the new, how Google was the technology for the last 20 years. This will be the new technology for the next 20 years, or even longer. Like, this will be the basis of the technology for the next 20 years, at least. And then it'll be put into a robot, and then things are just going to continue increasing. So every piece of software is going to have AI in it, and every conceivable task of generating information and consuming information of any kind, video, music, images, and text, is going to be AI generated and AI consumed. That's the future we're moving into, and it'll help you do stuff in the future. Okay, so we got a Yandere AI girlfriend simulator. Guess what that's going to be? Obviously, it's a girlfriend simulator. Wow, it's been popular the whole time. Mm-hmm. And okay, I apologize. I'm going to search it. Maybe there'll be boobs. I have no idea. She's with you till the end. Look at that. There she is. Wow. What the hell is this? What in the hell is this? You could be in an escape room with her. Okay, and she'll slap you if you get naughty. Okay, fantastic. That's interesting what that is. It's definitely a simulator for a girlfriend.
Next.
Yeah, next is going to be... this is all changed because I went back here. So Rupert, Carter, we saw all those. Inflection, we saw all those.
I think it was Doctrine AI.
It was Doctrine AI. Yeah, so open that in a new window. Whoa. That's not what you want. Doctrine AI. Open in a new window. Okay, so it got really popular on the 27th, and then that kind of petered out. What is Doctrine AI? Doctrina AI, is that what they're looking for? AI Doctrine? Is that what they're looking for? I'm not sure which one it is. AI Doctrine is an AI-focused company selling world-changing AI solutions and robotics. So they're getting into robotics. Doctrina AI is discover the future of learning with Doctrina AI's AI Education Suite. Our platform empowers you to enrich your class notes, craft essays. There you go. So it's an education-related AI. We're going to see that happening all over the place. So that's an interesting thing. Again, AI girlfriend. People are looking for an AI girlfriend. That's just a general query, right? So anyone who thinks that people are not going to want an AI girlfriend is so dead wrong, and I saw this a mile away. That's more or less what I was tooling Cassandra to be, was a companion and a girlfriend. because that's so much easier to make than a personal assistant. People don't realize how difficult it will be to make an AI that is a reliable personal assistant. Like you can fire your secretary and have an AI do it. You know how hard that's going to be? It's going to be extremely difficult to do.
True.
Okay, so we got this thing, which I'm not going to be able to know what that means. Poe AI. I think we had this on our list before. In the last 7 days, it spiked on the 29th and is now more popular. Oh, their marketing is working. Look at that. And what are they? They are fast, helpful AI chat. Fast, helpful AI chat. Poe lets you ask questions, get instant answers, and have back and forth conversations with AI. Gives access to GPT-4, Turbo, Claude from Anthropic. Oh yeah, I think I've tried this. So I think I have a login for this, I believe. Or this is another clone doing the same kind of deal. Here we are, yeah. So Sage, we have Sage, GPT-4, Claude. So they're going to use all these Google Palm. How do you have Google Palm? Chat Bison model. Oh, this is the open source model. Look at that. Hi, what are you? Neat. Okay, so what they're doing is they're building their own large language model off of the intelligence of all these open open APIs. All these APIs they can get access to, or open source models they can build. They're going to have people chat with it, and that's where you get the fine tuning on a model, and then that they're going to have their own crazy smart LLM that won't be as good as any of the base originals of these, but it cost hundreds of millions of dollars to make this, and hundreds of millions of dollars to make this and this and this and all of these. So that's a shortcut to try to compete with the big boys. Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. Okay. Now we got Black Box AI. What is this? Black Box AI over the last 7 days. Wow, look, it's maintained its importance. It was big on the 26th and 27th.
I'm thinking it's going to be something for getting data if something crashes, or, you know, like in a plane, they got the black box.
Oh, that's a good guess. That's a good guess.
Yeah.
Josh, did you say that Poe will never be as good, or it has the potential to be?
It'll never be as good.
Never be as good.
It'll never be as good as AGI because it doesn't have the generalized token, the token parameters. The more token parameters you have, the more generally intelligent it will be. The less token parameters you have, and the more you're just faking it on top of the token parameters, it'll be ANI. It'll be narrow. They have to fine tune it to one task or two tasks or three tasks, and that'll be it. So ChatGPT out of the box, as you well know, can do a lot. There's a lot of different things it can do. It can do sentiment analysis, classification. It can do generating of all these different kinds of text. Midjourney can generate all these different kinds of images, right? If you want to use, it's like that episode in Star Trek where they were making a clone of a clone of a clone. You start getting errors in, and it'll never be as good as the original. Or it's like photocopying, for those people who remember what a photocopier or paper is, or like taking a picture of a picture of a picture. You lose resolution and you lose quality from every copy you make, right? And that's exactly the same thing that's happening with people who are training their LLM by using existing LLMs to give answers. It's going to give only 80% complete answers, 90% complete answers, 50% complete answers, and what's missing is all the questions that people forgot to ask. All the questions people forgot to ask, all the text they forgot to get it to generate. So it'll be really strong in what people typically ask. It'll be very weak in weird questions.
That was actually a point I made to someone. They're like, "Oh, I tried ChatGPT for content creation, and it just gave me such very general answers." And I was like, "What did you ask it?" And the command was a very general command in the sense of what exists all in the language. So typically you give a command, but if there's things you don't want in it and you do want in it, and if you want it displayed in a certain way and organized a certain way, you need to write that in there. That's why one of my favorite things about even this black box, which now seems to be about code, developers. I saw a meme. It was like developers being worried that AI will take their job, and then the caption was just a Jew drinking his coffee, and it said, "No, because they'll never be able to describe the project that they want."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. For text prompting to theoretically, the joke is for text prompting to replace programmers or to replace designers for images or to replace video producers for video, it requires the client to describe exactly in the prompt to the AI what it is they want, which is, of course, the problem. Usually the client doesn't know what the hell they want. Just make it. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a nice joke, but it's not true at all, right? AI will be able to do it perfectly fine, probably better than humans. Actually, that's just somebody. That's just someone dunking on clients and not realizing their job is getting very close to ending. They need to invest in AI. Everybody listening to this podcast, I hope you've realized you need to invest in AI. You need to watch this show every week, learn what's new, listen to what's going on in AI, and then you need to try some of these and learn it if it's related to what it is you're doing, so you can be the guy or the gal or the transgendered person who has the AI tech under their belt and be like, yeah, I can do this right away. Check it out. I can do this. I can do that. So black box AI is an no. What is this product? Yeah, so they're not answering it because black box AI is a general thing. Black box AI seems to be a code. Chat and search is built so developers can find the best code snippets to use while building awesome products. So it's some kind of AI that is going to codify and collect and analyze the information of programming. As I said, all the AIs are going to do is produce all the information and consume and curate for us all the information. This is going to curate code snippets for us, is what it's going to do.
It's kind of neat.
All right, Muse AI we've looked at before. And AI Bot.
Question for you on the last one. How do you think that might come to play when like some codes are, copyrighted or, maybe not for reuse? And there's these tools now that just might give them to sites just through scraping. How do you think that might play out long term?
Well, it all depends. It depends. There will be copyrighted information and uncopyrighted information. So for the copyrighted information, it begs the question, how did the AI get access to it in the first place? So that needs to be all nipped up and closed up and fixed and whatnot. And then for the uncopyrighted information, that's where an AI like this can shine, because it can read 100 million web pages, find a billion different code snippets, understand what it is they do and how well they do it. And there's the magic, there's the trick, making sure the AI understands really well what that code snippet does and how it can be employed. And then it's like, hey, you don't have to write this. I've already found 20 different code snippets from a million different sites. If I put it all together, presto changeo, wing bango boongo, here you go. Here's the program you wanted to write in the first place. It's done. That's possible. And then with like probably a 60% chance of it working right off the AI doing it. And then the human can edit it and tweak it and change it. So you see, the AI didn't take the human's job for programming. It just made the job that much quicker and faster. And then the human can work off of that. The counter argument could be made, however, that, yeah, but taking other people's code snippets and then trying to put them in your program and see how well that works, like that's going to be a nightmare. Like it might work, or it might just seem to work and then have unresolvable bugs later on down the road. Mm-hmm. It's better to have a programmer who has a full vision and can architect this from the ground up by understanding the essence of what it is you need to do. AI is not so good at that yet, but it will be in the future after a human understands the essence of how to explain essence to the AI. And then it'll understand that and it'll be able to do it. All right, let's check to see here what questions we have. So that's the end of what's new in AI this week. Let's see if we have any questions. All right, guys, if you have any questions for us, you may ask them in the chat. Any local questions at all. Okay, so there's other stuff that we didn't show you, though. There's other new stuff that we wanted to show you. AI image generation. AI image generation. Let me just AI image generators. Let me just do a search for this. There's all kinds of AI image generators that are on the market today. And you might be like, Josh, how do I use that for SEO? And so we'll show you. We'll talk about how you could use these AI image generators for SEO. We've talked a little bit about that in the past. We can talk about it again today. So let's go through all the AI image generators we got going on here and dive in. Okay, so there's free text to image AI generation, and then there's paid. here's the problem: is that some of these AI to image generators aren't that good. Uh, like if I say, okay, give me a beautiful woman, generate. It might be able to generate it. Hopefully, she has her clothes on. I apologize if this is a not safe for work site. I have no idea if it is or not. Oh yeah, so here's where you customize the image settings by choosing a particular style. See, a lot of these ones, these free ones, you have to choose the style. If I choose etching and I say generate, and then it wants me to sign up before I do that, so I'm not going to bother. But so these free ones are not very good. You're going to notice that the quality is not very good, and you're limited by the particular style of the generators. There's Hotpot as well. There's Canva. This Deep AI one. Crayon is another one. Zapier has an article about it, which is interesting. There's one here called Cutout Pro. Cutout Pro, however, is a bit different in that it has different features based in. So a lot of these AI image generators, they have different features. Some are text to image generation, but they don't remove backgrounds very well, or they don't upscale or enhance very well, or they can't cut out a face very well, or they can't add a background very well, or they can't take a sketch and bring it to reality. So this site's really good because it shows you exactly what they can do with this. And even doing this in Midjourney, which is the best, Midjourney by far is the best text to image generation. And I think they're going to eat the lunch of this company when they come around and decide to have tools to allow you to do these kinds of things. But right now you have these kinds of tools that are also being built into Adobe Firefly, for example. If you have an Adobe license and you want to use Firefly, the same company that put out Photoshop and Illustrator and things like that, Firefly is going to be part of that suite and it's going to be built into that. It's going to allow you to do all these kinds of things, but it's going to be much, much better than this piece of software probably is. So if you're like, but just FYI, if you're like, how do I remove the background, or how do I remove someone in the foreground? You can use this program to do it. You can also use DALL-E 2 to do it. So if I go to DALL-E 2, which is from OpenAI, here I can upload an image, and then I can edit the image, and I can change it. It's nowhere near as good as Midjourney from generating images. Its images are usually pretty bad, but it's not a bad tool to use text to remove stuff out of. For example. So let me show you an example of how that would work. So let me go to first off, let me go to Midjourney. So I generated this as a demo for somebody else. I generated, whenever they come out with a new version, I like to generate just basic prompts to see how well they do. So I just did imagine a beautiful woman, and it came up with this. Again, they will do BIPOC pictures as well. It doesn't all have to be white ladies. But that's what it came up with. This was a comic strip that we were doing. So this is really good for SEO ideas, where you can do a comic strip and you can get ideas to share this on Pinterest. You can get ideas to share this on all the other social medias you want, TikTok, Instagram as well. And you can have this on your page, and people will come for the joke. They'll come for the art image, and they'll come for the joke. So the question is, well, how would you do that, Josh? Well, this is how we would do this. Actually, you know what? Let me share my screen so that you guys watching could see it too. Am I sharing my screen already? Yes, I am. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I do is I'll take the image from Midjourney here. And then, so there's various ways I could work on it. First way I can do this is I can upload the image to DALL-E 2. Take this, say skip the cropping, and then I have the image. Okay, great. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the eraser. And where's the tool to make things smaller on the eraser? I can't see it. Where is it? Usually they give you a little bar. Okay, the first thing I'll do here is I'll move the generation frame to this. I'll move the generation frame like this, and I will.
If you hold Shift or Control, will that help?
Sorry?
Sometimes if you hold Shift to Control, it will give you a different command on the images.
Yeah. This is add generation frame, upload image, eraser, pan. Okay. So I'm going to say two guys sitting in a workshop, comic. And then I'll say generate. And so this is one way I could pan out. I can get it to replace the images on or on the frames here. I could also have done that in Midjourney, by the way. I could say zoom out in Midjourney. So let's see which one does the best job. Zoom out ×2 I'll do here in Midjourney. And also we'll see, so this is what DALL-E 2 did. And I could cycle through a few different ones here. And that's looking pretty good. It's a little wonky.
Yeah. The first image, the guy's legs were doing something funny.
They definitely were. So like I said, DALL-E 2 is not the best, and they've kind of given up working on it. They've kind of given up working on it a little bit. Midjourney will do a far better job. Oh, I thought they'd do a far better job, but look what it did.
It just lit it on fire.
Yeah. Or not. Here we go. Now it's starting to...
Oh, is it still processing?
It's still processing. It's at 31%. So this is building up here. This will get a bit better, I think. So this is going to get a bit better. It has a bunch of candles. like it's a romantic scene. What is going on? Here's another interesting thing you can do with Midjourney. You can pull in an image and you can say describe, and you can see the entities it extracts. It tells you what it thinks that image is about. So that could be interesting to tell if your image has the proper keywords for your particular page, for example. But the image it generated here, they look pretty good, actually. Look at the style here. So yeah, Midjourney obviously did a much better job of this, of zooming out. So if you need something to zoom out, here you go. Midjourney is
interesting. It changed the table it was on in each item to adjust for the area where it was expanding.
Yes, it did. So that's very interesting. It did a much better job. It's still kind of partially wonky in some things I'm seeing here.
Yeah.
But it did a much better job in a lot of what it was trying to do here. Although I think his knee is in the floor, I think is what's going on here. I'm not really sure.
I could see this being great for making some of those, find 10 things that are different.
Yeah, that's a great idea. So find 10 things that are different on your webpage to get users to come, share it on any socials, get users to come and see what's different on the page. That's a good idea for sure to get some traffic. DALL-E did a very, very poor job. So what I would do here is this one you don't really need to work on too much. I would open this up. I would take this into PowerPoint actually. So let me show you how to make a comic. I take this into PowerPoint. And I will, or you could use Photoshop if you want to use an actual program that can edit things actually. Okay, so I'll do that here like this. And then what I will do is I will just take a, why can't I do that? Why doesn't it let me do that? I don't know. I'll just insert a, what is going on? Why doesn't let me want to insert stuff in this? I thought PowerPoint would be easier. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So draw. So I will just draw a way of erasing the text here that's going on. So you would just erase this. That'd be one way of getting it out. You could also do this with AI very easily in a few of the different programs if you wanted. And in fact, you know what I'll do? I'll be clever about it. And I'll just do this. I'll do shapes. And then I'll do a bubble.
Mhm.
a speech bubble like this. And then I'll put the fill as white and the outline as charcoal gray. And you could do this however you want it if you don't like the way it looks. And I'll do like this. Okay, and now this guy is, let's say it's a dog grooming client. You want to make social media content for a dog grooming client. Okay, so now I go to ChatGPT and I say, give me your top 10 joke. Whoops, what's going on? Give me your top 10 quips or single line jokes for dog grooming. Make them sarcastic, or you can say make them sarcastic. So let's just see what it comes up with. So it comes up with some jokes. Let's see how good the jokes that ChatGPT came up with. Everyone says the jokes suck. I think one here could work if I've prompted it right, or I might need to change the prompt. So why did the dog go to the stylist? He wanted to unleash his inner diva. Okay. Unleash, I guess, is the pun. He wanted to unleash his inner diva. Okay, fine. Good enough. You can read through these and find a better one if you want. But I'll take this here and I'll put that here. That doesn't really make sense of one guy talking to the other. So I'll do that. Okay. What? Okay. Make
Knock
a
jokes.
comic quip for one dog groomer talking to a client. For a comic that depicts one dog groomer talking to a client. So, make your top 10 comic quips for a comic that depicts one groomer talking to a client. The dog groomer says something that is sarcastic or funny or ironic. Give me your top 10 examples. So the first one is, your dog's fur is so luxurious, I'm half tempted to ask for styling tips. Okay, not that funny. The dog groomer says, oh, your dog wants to look like a Hollywood superstar? No problem. We'll get him his own red carpet. Okay, again, terrible. Dog groomer says, your dog's... Oh, I think it's funny how terrible it is.
Yeah.
It could go under terrible ChatGPT jokes. And you could share it for that reason. The dog groomer says, your dog shedding could rival a tumbleweed convention. I'll bring my cowboy hat next time. That's so awful. These are the worst jokes ever. Dog groomer, don't worry. I'm an expert at deciphering woof and arf hairstyles. Let's see what your dog is trying to say today.
Oh my God.
Dog groomer, I see your dog has been practicing acrobatics with all those contorted fur knots. We might need a trapeze for the next session. Those are so bad. These are the greatest jokes I've ever read in my life because they're so bad.
These are terrible.
Oh my Lord. Dogger, I'm pretty sure your dog just invented a new style called bedhead chic. It's all the rage in the dog fashion industry. Dogger, I have to say, your dog has a real talent for channeling Albert Einstein's wild-haired genius. We're just one pipe away from a breakthrough. What? What does that mean? Jogger, is your dog auditioning for a shampoo commercial? Because those luscious locks could give any model a run for their money. Your dog's fur has more twists and turns than a soap opera plot. I'll make sure it has a dramatic exit from the grooming salon. Okay, I guess that's the best one. Maybe. Or Ted, I have a feeling your dog secretly moonlights as a supermodel. Every time I see those poses, I expect to find a Doggy Vogue magazine nearby. Okay. Let's get an example. Something like, I would continue grooming, but I lost my clippers in these knots. That's not funny either. or about the cost of grooming, or how bad the dog smells. It depends on what the article. It depends what the article is about as well, or how much they get bit. So you have to give it to someone. You have to give it.
What about like a John Wick dog grooming joke?
Or a John Wick dog grooming joke. Save and submit. Oh, your dog's fur is so tangled. I'm starting to feel like I'm auditioning for a reality show called Groomer versus Wild. Again, terrible. Don't worry about the cost of grooming. It's a small price to pay for turning your dog from a furball into a fashionista. Just think of it as their own version of a designer wardrobe. Your dog's smell is so unique. They should bottle it up and sell it as a new fragrance. Ode to wet dog. You think your dog bites? Well, they just really have a pause-on approach to expressing their gratitude for the grooming process. Oh, God, that's the worst joke ever. Oh, this is so awesome. Have you seen John Wick? Well, let's just say we have our own version here called John Wick Canine Groomer. We handle knots like assassins handle targets. Okay. That's not that bad, I guess. That could go.
Yeah.
I was going to give your dog a makeover, but those knots were so tough, I almost considered opening a whole new branch of Gym for Groomers, Biceps of Steel. Oh, my Lord.
I can see groomers liking that joke.
Maybe.
Dog groomers.
Sure. Yeah, I can see that. I can see it.
I'm not. It's like there's some industries when I was doing the tube thing, we had an ice cream truck next to us. My buddy would run it, and he'd be scooping ice cream all day with one arm, and he had like one buff arm from scooping that with one side. Yeah.
Okay. So it's got to kind of fit the face here too. So I don't know.
You could see John Swanson from Parks and Rec, kind of that burly tool guy.
Yeah.
Everyone loves to get a Ron Swanson cheesy joke.
Finish this 10 times. I'm trying to think on the fly here of how I could prompt it, because this is the hardest thing to do, is to make it actually make stuff that's funny. This is the hardest thing to do. So if I come up with the beginning, don't worry. Be sardonic. Imply something with the quip.
With the quip?
Yeah, okay. Okay, so here's a good joke. Don't worry, we have a special package for extremely smelly dogs. That's not that bad. Or don't worry, your dog's constant biting is their way of showing appreciation. There you go. That's pretty good. Right? You could use that.
Yeah.
Don't worry. We have an exclusive groomer's insurance for those cases when your dog decides to take a chunk out of our grooming tools. Here's a wonka. Don't worry, we're experts in dealing with stubborn dogs. In fact, we have a dedicated wall where we hang photos of the groomers who successfully survived the worst of the bunch. It's so bad. It's like Data from Star Trek. It does not understand humor.
Yeah.
Okay, so but the first ones were not bad. So so here's some good sarcasm. So here we go. This could be a good quip here. What are you doing? So you put that in here. You would format it slightly more, however you want to format it. And so this is kind of funny with the faces. He looks scared. He looks weird. The dog looks happy. Don't worry, your dog's constant biting is just their way of showing appreciation. That could be, dog groomers might find that funny, and some dog people might find that funny. It's dark humor, it's black humor, but it might work, right? So it took me, how long did it take me to do that? I did it for free. I didn't have to hire a comic on Upwork. I could make the comic myself. So once you learn the art of how to prompt it, this could be a viable way of making viral content that you share on all the socials. You get clicks back to your website. And of course, clicks to your website are hugely important as a signal.
And social, and like on social pages, you could like put in the first line, and then you can make the second box empty and ask people like, hey, comment what you think would finish this joke off. Right?
Yeah,
And
that's a
then you
great
get
idea
some
too.
engagement.
You just do this. You do, don't worry, and then they come up with something.
Yeah.
And then you share what they came up with. That's a great way of crowdsourcing what's going on. And that was very easy to do and was completely free and looks pretty high quality, quite frankly. And of course, you could change the font. You could do whatever it is you want. Even rhyme like I did. You could change the font. You can do what you want. Pick a font that you think looks better or whatever it is.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Well, I've got an important meeting in a couple of minutes. So that's the end of today's show. Do you guys have any other further comments of what it is you want to mention or talk about? Let's just quickly check to see if there's any questions here. No further questions. Awesome.
Yeah, I think it's a long weekend for most people, so enjoy your holidays, guys. Don't work too hard.
I agree. Greg, what are your final thoughts?
My final thoughts. Well, I think it was a very productive show, and I appreciate the stuff on the images. I'm very excited to do some of this in Keyword Spy. Oh, and by the way, if anyone has an NPO, anything organizational, charity, nonprofit, we are doing discounts. We've had a couple people reach out who really love the tool, want to use it, but it's not the cheapest of the tools, but so we are offering some discounts to those folks, and so you can reach out to us. hello@trykeywordspy.com.
Indeed. Another shameless plug. Try keywordspy.com. Try Keyword Spy, our AI-based keyword tool, for free for 2 weeks. No credit card required. So there you go. There's the shameless plugs for today. All right, then, for the whole crew here at SEO plus AI Show, signing off. Thanks very much, everyone, for watching. Good luck in the SERPs. Enjoy your long weekend, your July 4th or July 1st weekend, or make it a long weekend. Just don't show up to work one day. Don't do that. That's a bad idea. Don't get fired. Don't listen to anything I say. And we'll talk to you guys.